a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
They had arrived in what seemed to be a crowded reception area where rows of witches and wizards sat upon rickety wooden chairs, some looking perfectly normal and perusing out-of-date copies of Witch Weekly. Others sporting gruesome disfigurements, such as elephant trunks or extra hands sticking out of their chests. The room was scarcely less quiet than the street outside, for many of the patients were making very peculiar noises. A sweaty-faced witch in the center of the front row, who was fanning herself vigorously with a copy of the Daily Prophet, kept letting off a high-pitched whistle as steam came pouring out of her mouth. And a grubby-looking warlock in the corner clanged like a bell every time he moved, and with each clang his head vibrated horribly, so that he had to seize himself by the ears and hold it steady. Welcome to the Restricted Section, a podcast in which we try to be better people than any of the people in Harry Potter. If you haven't done the reading, don't worry, we did it for you. Here's what we're talking about this week. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Chapter 22, St. Mungo's Hospital for Magical Maladies and Injuries. After Harry's not dream, in which he dreamed that he was a snake biting Arthur Weasley half to death, he and the Weasley kids are sent to Grimmauld Place early for their Christmas break, and they're just waiting on an update from their mom. So soon enough, we learn that Arthur is technically alive, and they all trek into the shopping district of London to visit him in the hospital.
I feel like I should pack another bowl. I want to
do it.
Just because I want to virtually smoke with you guys.
That's cool. Do it feels right.
I'm gonna do it.
Oh, your little cutie pong. Oh, you can't hear me.
Hold on.
Imagine being able to just close the door.
What do you mean?
Oh, you have hardwood, so you can close your doors too. But because we have carpet up here, we just can't close these doors. The cats try to get in.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
They don't care what I'm doing right now, but if I were to close the door, that would intrigue them and call to them.
Oh, okay. I see that.
I have something controversial.
What?
Ooh.
We are not an open door cat household.
Open door cat household?
Yeah, it's not an open door policy. So at night.
Oh.
So I'm the definition of someone who shouldn't be surviving, right? I have allergies to cats, but I love them so much with my big stupid heart that I just want all the cats.
Yeah.
And so my one boundary is at night, where it's difficult to sleep sometimes when breathing is not good. They're not allowed in my bedroom. Okay? So from the start, we're never allowed in the bedroom. And so that is what it is.
Yeah.
So sometimes, but they do in the morning, right after around 8 a.m., they scratch and start screaming at the door.
Well, good for them.
Which is great. Except not yesterday when my cat did not scratch and then open my door and then crawl on my bed and then scream in my face with his little fishy
They're
breath.
a reliable alarm. They truly are.
Yeah, they tend to be, except I guess that on that day he didn't care.
For my cats, it's about 7 o'clock every morning. If we're not already up, we're going to be up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
man.
I guess I'll start the show. We've been riffing already for a while.
I need to get a cat, man.
You do. Grace just got a cat.
That's a great idea.
I actually when I get another job, a decent job, and I'm stable again, and I know I can pay for stuff, I really want to get a hairless cat.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
That would be good for me because I'm afraid of them, and that would be good exposure therapy for me.
Right? They're freaky, right? I want to have a thing in my house that I can look at it and feel better about myself.
Oh my God,
you know?
Michael!
That's so funny. That's like adopting an ugly friend.
But also, I don't want any fur on my furniture. That's really the
Michael.
reason.
If you have a cat, you're gonna know that they're better than you. You're never gonna come out on top against a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, when I moved here, I lived with my sister. My sister has a cat, Rafiki, and I miss Rafiki.
I've heard about Rafiki.
But Rafiki, he's very interesting because at all times he is either a cat, a bird, a snake, or all three at the same time.
What's the bird
very
thing?
wild. Oh, because he just perches.
Oh.
He just like perches.
Does he say?
And like goes to the really high places. Yeah.
Language.
Yeah.
It's so
exactly.
cute, and even though that's so murdery, it's so cute. I sit next when
He's amazing.
When Gussie looks out the window. My big stupid orange boy cat. He looks out the window at squirrels and leaves and birds, and it's like I've never been outside in my life. What is it like? and he's just like he like kind of keks, but mostly he like mournfully cries. It's like
he's so lost and confused.
I wish I could kill.
I wish I could go outside.
Please.
How do I use these claws?
I want to kill that cute baby squirrel.
Can I tell you a fact / joke?
What?
It's a funny fact / joke.
I'll
let you decide. I'm going to tell you a fact. When there's like two languages that like meet and they form something new, like Creole English, you know?
Yeah, totally.
That's called a pidgin. That's like what that kind of language is called. It's called a pidgin language, where it's like a hybrid.
Yes.
Okay,
right.
So when the cats are kicking out the window at the birds, they're really speaking a pidgin language. You feel me?
Okay,
wow, that joke has layers.
Oh, yeah.
It was a joke. Yes.
Tina, that's my new favorite joke.
I'm so smart.
And of course, it's like the worst type of joke because, like, if you just try to tell a joke like that, like, it does involve some like light teaching. So then you're like,
the trick. Gotcha.
It's like, that's a trick. I'm an excellent teacher because of my bubbly personality.
Okay, wait, guys, I'm going to start the show.
Good call.
I'm sure
I don't think either of us
I'm sure I've already played like at least several minutes of the audio so far, but welcome to the restricted section where every episode is a desperately close call. My co-host today is straight from the Serious Bite ward of St. Mungo's, Leela. Say hello to the listeners, Leela.
Good morrow, friend.
Okay. And our special guest today is the head healer in charge himself, Michael Boothby. Say hello to the listeners, Michael.
What's up? What's up, everybody?
How have the two of you been recently? Don't say work.
Yeah, good call on that
Work?
one.
I'm not working.
Girl, I was going to say I've been working.
Oh, okay. You can say work, but not work.
Yeah. I've been working. In terms of work, we're not going to go there right now because that'll be a dark place for me.
Yeah, we have other dark places to go this episode.
Exactly. But otherwise, I've had a lovely weekend spent with cool friends and doing fun things.
Hell yeah.
So,
that's all my hopes and dreams for you is that. Michael, how about you? How have you been since you came on? I don't know, what, like...
Oh, gosh.
When was
like
that?
8 months ago. Let me see. Master's
That was like lifetimes ago. So much happened.
Booth. Look up Booth. Oh, not the kissing booth. The other booth. You came on. You actually came on in December 22nd, 2021 was last time you were on the show.
Oh wow!
So it's over
2021.
a year ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Is that
That
real?
was a very different time. That was a very different Boothby.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, here's another one, but that's today. Cool. So how have you been?
Since then, quit my job. I'm retired now.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
I just decided, thanks. At 31, I'm really, I'm so grateful to, be retired and to go on walks around the lake every day.
I think you mean to
make
say
stews.
that you're just tired.
I am tired.
It's January, and I
tired.
feel like the whole world gets so sleepy this time of year. Like, my friends and I always talk about hanging out in the girl chat, and it almost never pans out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just like, because it's so, you like stick a toe outside and you're like, and listen,
It's not even cold
we're
here.
weenie Southerners, okay?
Doesn't even snow
like,
here.
Today, it was a high of 54 and a low of 37.
It feels nice in the sun when it's a crisp 54.
Right. But anything much below that, we can't handle it, y'all. Like, we really can't.
Yeah, I don't prefer it, for sure.
So we just stay indoors and
we eat soup. Michael, you want to tell the listeners about your soup?
Ooh.
Guys, I made a beef stew tonight for the first time.
Ooh.
And I'm really glad that I did it because it beyond being very delicious, it gave me a sense of purpose for my day.
Did you make like a
in retirement?
Did you make like a classic with like carrots and potatoes, like a real hearty winter
exactly.
stew? Oh,
it was very hearty, right?
great.
Onions, carrots, peas, potatoes. At the end, did it in the Instant Pot. Here's the thing. Here's the trick, guys.
Yeah, tell me.
So when you're done cooking, I put it on the soup setting once it's all in there. When you take the pot off, and then that's when you add the cornstarch slurry, and then you put it back on saute mode for like 5 minutes, and it just thickens up. It just turns it into gravy.
Amazing.
And I didn't stop there though. I had to add half a can of just tomato sauce. I was like, I think it's the Italian in me. I was like, I want to add some tomatoes to go with the beef.
It's almost never the wrong move to throw some tomatoes in there.
A little umami never hurt.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, umami. Exactly. I recently had a wonderful soup experience as well at home. This is what the
I want to hear about your wonderful soup experience. Yeah.
Millennials be like, I made a loaded baked potato soup. So I had
nice.
I had not a lot of money, but so many potatoes. And so I was like, what do I do? And I always got broth on me, just in case. And then all I had to buy really was chives and bacon. And then I just cooked that sucker up. I didn't even add any dairy other than the cheddar cheese, which was delicious. I used oat milk instead.
Oh yeah, oat milk is a very suitable substitution.
It's not sweet like almond milk is. Almond milk is a little so thin neutral and sweet.
And Sean and I, not to be too suggestive here, but Sean and I always buy the extra creamy oat milk because it's better for cooking with. Yeah,
it is better. And it's also better with coffee. It's just better. We like them thick.
Yeah.
It's also good in smoothies. So,
wow.
Wow, lots of great adventures this week.
Guys, welcome back to Hogwarts cooking class.
Hogwarts soup mystery.
Speaking of Hogwarts.
Wait, no, I get to talk about a soup. This isn't really a soup, but I made a curry noodle situation. It is a soup. It's a bit. It has noodles in it, so it's like pasta.
Is this the curry chili?
No, this is actually different from the curry chili. Sean made curry chili today, but that was for a work thing, so I didn't get it.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it does. Especially since I do all the cooking around here, but I didn't cook that. All right, so that's cool. That's my soup situation. So do you want to talk about Harry Potter now?
I guess so.
I mean, I was kind of having a good time. Maybe we should just double back.
We're just going to talk about soup.
What's your second favorite soup of recent? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so
welcome to Soup Secrets.
What is happening? Literally, what is happening at the beginning of this chapter? Well,
Chamber of Soup Secrets. I'm sorry, I couldn't keep it on any
Chamber
longer.
of Secrets.
I will say it was very interesting to read the very beginning of this as someone who hasn't read Order of the Phoenix since the last time I came on the show and hasn't in years.
You did not come on for Order of the Phoenix, so.
Didn't I? Or no? Oh my gosh! It goes Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, I really don't want people to be reading this, and especially now when now that we're halfway through the fucking book. If I bring on someone for one episode, I think I should put that in my guest guide. Is I don't expect you to read the book up to this point, because why would you?
I like that. I will say I got through the first page. I'm like I gotta rewind it. I gotta go back because I'm like something big really happened. It involved a snake or something.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh okay, I get it.
So how long ago was the last time you read this all the way through, Michael?
Gosh, Order of the Phoenix. When did these books come out?
That's when. Order of the Phoenix.
You're looking again? How come none of us can remember?
I will say
June 21st, 2003.
Okay.
2003. Okay, yeah. So fun fact for me about Order of the Phoenix. So when this book came out, back in the day, because when these books came out, it was a big deal. And I remember we got the book and I stayed up that night and then the next night and I read the book. And then I actually spoiled to my sister that Sirius Black dies.
Oh my god!
Oh, no.
You
Yeah, I did that. I know, to my twin sister.
Oh my god!
I was like, I did that.
And she still talks to you?
I had that power.
You're lucky.
Yeah, she loves me. I know, right?
Yeah, people do say that the spoilers for this book and this series in general are like very traumatic for their developing selves. Like Jason has this famous story where somebody spoiled that Dumbledore schmize in this book, schmumble schmore schmize in this book.
It's the next book,
and he was like, I was never the same, and I decided I would never read it again. I was like,
well,
it's not like that's the series' fault.
Oh my god.
Whatever. Why am I defending this book anymore?
Oh my god. Yeah, spoilers are for real. And people were trying to like their publishers, the publisher, I guess Bloomsbury or Scholastic, I don't fucking remember. Whoever, they had to be like super secretive when they were sending the manuscript around so that like hackers couldn't get to it. People wouldn't be leaking it,
hackers. Yeah.
It's so wild, yeah.
So leaky.
It's really interesting to look back at that time though, when it was like the next Harry Potter book is coming out. Like there was really nothing you could know about it compared to now, where it's like everything is online.
Yeah, that's true.
Like all the time. It's like it was really a different time.
Yeah, it's hard to avoid spoilers. Like
it really was.
Literally, Jason
really
got it spoiled by like someone who was like driving outside the line that he was standing in, saying like Dumbledore dies.
Man, I just looked it up, and Goodreads launched in December 2006. So you couldn't, even the most
that's like a 3-year
even the
gap.
most technologically advanced nerds couldn't access good, consistent reviews.
They couldn't. It was just like, wow, use your best judgment.
Yeah. So, well, welcome to the middle. Okay, so there's like a rule, not a rule. You know, if I say there's a rule in writing, it's like, consider this. It's not like a real rule, but there's like a rule, and you'll notice it if you pay attention, that about halfway through your book, some crazy shit should happen. And like, you'll notice it if you're like reading a book and you're like, this is some crazy fucking shit. You look down, you're about halfway through the book. So this is that. This is the big crazy shit that's happening halfway through the book, because we're about halfway through.
Question. Has Harry been like having these visions this whole book?
Yeah. No. Okay. So he's been having visions where he's in this hallway, but he hasn't been the snake until now, and like no one's ever been there. But he has dreams that he's like wandering down this hallway, and he like knows he's trying to get like through it to this door.
Right.
This is where I learned the word corridor, because this book says the word fucking corridor like 8,000 times. Well, probably the first book actually, because they talk about the third floor corridor.
I just wanted to just take a moment to say, Jason texted me just now and told me that he heard everything and that event was completely fabricated, apparently, in my mind. He says,
oh, wow.
A pen pal spoiled that Sirius dies at the end. Okay.
Pen pal.
A pen pal.
Oh, his pen pal.
That's even better.
I feel like I read these faster than a letter could get to me. You know what I mean?
We're so old. A pen pal? Can you imagine?
I had
nowadays?
a pen pal when I was a kid.
For sure. But like, what would you do nowadays? You know what I mean? Like, it's like we could do it like for nostalgia. I don't even know. Like, what would you even? Because it's like we could also just like text each other in 2 seconds.
So McGonagall takes Harry and Ron to Dumbledore's office because Harry has just had this dream in which he witnessed himself, the snake, attacking Arthur Weasley, and he's bleeding out somewhere now. Harry is telling Dumbledore about his like dream, not dream. He's very desperate to be taken seriously because he felt the very real danger of the attack. And Dumbledore's just like not looking at Harry, which actually feels so awkward.
Yeah. Harry's really bothered by that. He's really pissed in this chapter.
It's weird to not make eye contact with the person you're speaking with.
Yeah, especially after like so long of not making any contact with him.
Yeah.
It's like, and you're not even gonna look at me. Like, I would feel the same way, I think.
And he's trying to like avoid Voldemort seeing Dumbledore through Harry's eyes. But like
he's got to be like really cryptic.
But I just feel like he's being so much more conspicuous by like being an asshole. It's like if you just acted normal and like provide no information, then you're good. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. It's just like, he could really use some like sense of like
guidance.
I don't know, guidance,
Tutelage.
normalcy, anything where he's just like, hey man,
Give this
you
kid
know,
anything.
I know this shit's crazy, but I got your back, and you know that, right?
Yeah.
Like, just something like that. I mean, you know, they would never be that candid ever, I think, in Britain, and I think maybe that's a separate problem.
That's true. Very reticent.
just tell them just be like, hey man, let's level with them. Even if you're like, there's stuff going on I can't tell you. Just be like, hey man.
But I'm talking to you about it. I'm saying it to your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, so Dumbledore just has like a snake smoke machine?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
All I know is like
fucking
it's the icon. It's the photo for the chapter. But it's like literally just this thing that like I was just reading and it's just like, here's a machine in his office with 2 snakes, and it's like Harry couldn't tell if this was confirming the story or not. It's like,
it's
and
a
then
weird,
he's just like
device.
it's weird. Naturally. And Dumbledore is just like manically pacing.
It reminds
around.
me of Mad-Eye Moody's like dark detectors. He had all these like contraptions to tell him about evil.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would Dumbledore have one of those?
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. And he taps it again and then just dies. and then it just vanishes.
Just dies.
He just moves it aside. This is so funny. What the heck?
So Dumbledore asks two of the portraits in his office
There's
to
a lot
like
of
go
portraits,
handle it.
yeah.
Yeah, all the portraits are watching. Some of them are pretending to sleep, but less so as the conversation progresses, which is very funny to me. They're like, "We're not
I
here.
like
Don't
that.
worry about it."
Yeah.
So, like, one of the portraits goes off to raise the alarm to Siri. No, to who? I don't know. To raise the alarm to the order somewhere. And then the other to go find Arthur in the Ministry of Magic. And they're, like, waiting. Dumbledore sends Fawkes the Phoenix off. He says, "We will need a warning." And then Fawkes disappears in a flash of fire. Extremely dramatic. Always.
Yo, wait, like, so here's the thing. So the Phoenix is just going and warning people?
The Phoenix goes, and he is, like, waiting to let Dumbledore know when Umbridge wakes up. Or, like, is coming.
So he's watching Umbridge.
Yeah, I think so. I think he can, like, go invisible or, like, whatever.
Suddenly the Phoenix has all these extra
I don't know.
powers in
How
this
else
book
could
because
he
he's in the
tail
title.
people?
Yeah.
Suddenly Phoenix.
Fox got a lot more intricate in this one.
Yeah.
There's more than one thing.
I mean, it's just like this, it's almost like there's this this unspoken relationship, like understanding of communication between him and Dumbledore.
Fawkes has, like,
Dumbledore's
imprinted
like,
on Dumbledore.
Dumbledore's like,
Yeah.
it's time, bitch. And then Fawkes is like,
Dancing,
And then, like-
grabbing her boobs, dancing.
and then just like, you know, twirls and like away into like into the flames. I'm just like,
It twirls
Like
into
Dee Dee
a
from
flame,
Dexter's
yeah.
Laboratory, but into the flames.
yeah, exactly. It's very drag. Fox
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
is great.
So one of the portraits, Everard. 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 I don't know. He comes back from the Ministry of Magic. He yelled until someone came running and said that he heard something because there's no portraits down. I mean, we know that he went to the Ministry. There's no portraits down in the Department of Mysteries. Harry doesn't know that, but that's what is happening. He watched them carry Arthur upstairs. He doesn't look good. He's covered in blood.
Ooh,
It's looking bad.
it's not a good look for Artie. And you know, Everard with a British accent just sounds like kind of like a dog trying to say Edward. It's like it's like Everard.
Yeah, that's a funny one. The other portrait's name is Dillis.
Which is silly. It's like kind of like
Dillis.
Dillis. I don't know why it makes me laugh. In our stupid American accents, it always sounds worse.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like a name for like it's like you went to like fiction writing generator like character name, and it's like you just like keep pressing. It's like need an interesting name.
It's like your
Dillis.
grandma's
Dillis.
friend Dillis.
yeah.
It's just
ambiguous.
it's so close to Phyllis, and it's just like
It doesn't sound as good as Phyllis.
it doesn't. It's not as good as Phyllis.
Phyllis and Dillis.
And even
Twins.
Phyllis.
Where's that show? Where's that spinoff? Come on, you cowards.
You know the Michael and Pikel bit from Rick and Morty?
Michael and
But
Michael.
it's Phyllis and
Oh my
Phyllis.
god. I don't know.
Okay.
You know, Dillis is kind of a big Dillis.
She is a big deal. She comes back from St. Mungo's, confirms that Arthur Weasley arrived there. Quote, he looks bad. It sounds bad. There's probably just a lot of blood. You know what I mean?
Oh, God, there's so much blood.
There's so much blood.
Wait, what is that
Oh
from?
my gosh.
What?
Was that Step Brothers?
There's so much blood?
I think it's Step Brothers.
I don't know, but I like to just... I think it's just really funny whenever you, like, just can interject, like, slight gag sounds into ordinary conversations. Just be like, it's so much blood. Like that.
Like in SpongeBob, my leg!
Yeah.
Dumbledore sends McGonagall to wake up the other Weasley children. Dumbledore's like moving very quickly. He's got a mission. He's not explaining himself. Never. He creates a portkey from a kettle, which we happen to know is illegal, but he does it anyway. I mean, no hate. I do illegal stuff all the time, but...
That's illegal.
Next, Dumbledore wakes up Phineas Nigellus, my dude.
Phineas.
One time Haley guessed Phineas Nigellus in a game of, like, Harry Potter, Who Am I?
That's good.
That's specific.
Yeah. Would you like to give us a little background on him? Just for the listeners who may not know.
Phineas Nigellus. He is in the Black family, so he has a portrait in Grimmauld Place, but he also has a portrait. He was also a headmaster of Hogwarts, so he has a portrait in Dumbledore's office that he goes back and forth. He is a spy, a very begrudging spy. As begrudging as you can get while still doing the thing.
He's like, I don't believe in this. I think you're all trash, but...
I like a begrudging spy. This is funny.
He takes a message to Grimmauld Place to say that the Weasleys and Harry are coming, you know, yada yada. And when he gets there, Sirius is shit-faced and passed out at the kitchen table or whatever. So enter McGonagall, Fred, George, and Ginny, very tired and confused. Understandably. What a horrible way to wake up.
Yeah, it's just awful.
Go back to sleep. Dumbledore is planning to send them via portkey to Grimmauld Place, which is close to St. Mungo's. They're both in London, and Molly, their mom, is going to meet them there.
Yep.
Yeah, whenever there's, like, action-y chapters, there's, like, not a lot to talk about, you know? Because it's like, this thing happened, and
it's
then
just like,
this
wow,
thing happened.
wow, yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Something right after, yeah, it's like you're on this ride.
Okay, this one's for you, Michael, because you're asking about this earlier. There's a sudden flash of fire, and there's, like, a single golden feather. It's Fawkes warning that Umbridge is on her way. So I guess he was in the rafters
like an alarm
of her bedroom. I don't know.
What is he like? Just like he's a phoenix,
not subtle.
right?
He's not.
He's
subtle.
not subtle at all. Like, how did he know? Is he psychic?
Do you think that Fawkes has like a signature, like a note that he sings or squawks, like when he
I like sing better than squawk.
bursts away and like sachets off stage? Like, I feel like
it's like
Fawkes is like, here you are, bitch. And then, like, disappears off stage.
Okay, Michael, what do you think it is?
Fawkes? What is
Fawkes
Fawkes?
exit music.
Fawkes is. I mean, I have no idea. I was just gonna say, I think Fawkes is like he's like a legendary Pokemon.
Yeah.
Right? He's
what's
flying,
the one?
fire, like and psychic. It's like okay.
What's the one? Hold on. Legendary Pokemon. I don't remember what they're called. Oh my god, my husband would be so disappointed.
Yeah, as would mine.
Oh man, there's too many. I can't do it. There's too many new.
There's too many
There's
new.
a lot.
Oh, I'm thinking
There's
of,
a
is
lot
it
more now.
Zapdos, right? The bird.
Shoes?
Zapdos.
Is that
Yeah, the electric bird. That's totally
It's the electric
that's
bird.
totally
Yeah.
inspired by a. Oh no, it's not Zapdos. It's Zapdos.
Zapdos.
You're right. I was Spanishifying it.
It's hard when you're a multilingual queen, Tina. You can't
Oh
even
god,
help
I am
yourself.
so barely unilingual. Okay, so Dumbledore sends McGonagall to head Umbridge off and like stall her at any means, and I feel like McGonagall is probably like with pleasure because she has like full clearance to let Umbridge have it. You know, like no, you can't fucking go this way. I absolutely do not permit it. Like I'll fucking fight you.
Yeah.
Wait, she was gone in a swish of tartan.
Yeah, that means that's
What is
like plaid.
Is that like an English
Yeah.
phrase?
Yeah, it means plaid.
It's gone.
They say weird things.
Wow.
Let's say I'm just gonna say three weird English fashion words right now. Tartan for plaid, plait for braid.
Oh, it's
just
not
call it a
plaits?
braid. No, it's plait. They're like Chris Platt, you know.
Wow.
I
And
hate
then-
that. I'm fact checking you.
And please do. And then
No, look. It's because it's French.
Uh-huh.
It's pronounced play.
I'm just telling you, I watched Fleabag recently, and she was like, "Your plait, your
Well, I
hair's
think
plaited."
it's the French pronounce it play. It's a French word.
Right, but like, I mean, we're not French.
Okay,
we're,
no.
we're like closer to English, I guess.
Ugh.
And then the third one is fringe. Guess what? That can mean both a bang and a jean jacket. Why call a jean jacket a fringe?
I don't know.
Jean jackets
some
don't
of them
have
have-
fringe.
Well, Emily has one that has fringe.
Okay, well that one I guess would
It
make
has
sense.
rhinestones too. It's very trashy of her. I love it.
That is great. But yeah, even ones who are just like plain are just called, oh, you got a fringe. You've always wanted one. Yeah, well, just call it a jean jacket, you know? Okay.
It's a swish of tartan.
Swish of tartan. Sounds
Yeah,
like it's like tartar. Like a swish of tartar.
Yeah, like tartar sauce. Oh, tartar sauce.
She's the tartan queen.
She's the tartan queen.
Okay, so Dumbledore holds out the
Okay.
port key for them, and right as it's time to go, Harry like finally makes eye contact with Dumbledore, and his scar sears with pain, and he gets a sudden urge to bite Dumbledore with his fangs, with his like own fangs.
That's not good.
Bro,
Yeah.
you need to tell somebody about this. He does right away.
It's like when you start getting urges to like bite your friends. It's not
I just
good.
drew a shocked face next to it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot to swallow.
Sorry.
Is that a joke because snakes can swallow things that are so big?
Yeah, it was, yeah, no, you know, bite and swallow.
Like
for
Arthur
me.
Weasley. What if they just got there and it was like a what is it, like a boa constrictor, like a
anaconda?
python, anaconda?
Yeah, it's like eating.
That
It's
has,
like it's like
with
digesting
just like
him.
the clear outline of a still sleeping Arthur Weasley inside.
I had to like cut him out. Oh my gosh.
That's just straight up skipped like horror genre.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh my god.
so they land in Grimmauld Place. Sirius comes to greet them in the basement kitchen. He been drinking.
Is it just me, or does it feel like every time you go through a port key, it's like really traumatic?
It's
like it just seems really disorienting and
I think it's
awful.
like twofold. I think it's like Harry's not very good at it, and it's a hard
Yeah.
experience.
Are port keys like
I feel like they're like grenades. I don't know. It's like everyone like touches it and then it just explodes everyone into the room. I don't know.
well, I thought that like the flu network was like the more common way to travel, right?
But they can't because it's being
It's being
watched.
watched.
So then port keys are both common and dangerous, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, they seem dangerous and the flu powder is dangerous. You just end up anywhere.
Yeah.
It all seems pretty scary to me.
What if you like blast out
You
into
know.
a Witcher tavern? Like what?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are you like? Yeah, right. It's not. I don't know.
Okay, so
Just me.
they're all just like sitting around. Harry
Yeah.
tells the whole story again to Sirius and the Weasleys, but he makes it seem like he's just watching. I didn't invite anybody. I was just there.
It's like interesting he makes that decision even though he told like Ron was there when he told the truth. Cuz it's like why would you now you're like kind of making Ron be involved in this like fabricated version of what you're saying.
I don't know. As someone though who is like, if I was in this situation, it was like, oh my gosh, my best friend's dad is dead, and the whole family is there. Like you're like, I was the snake that was it. I don't know. I get it.
Yeah, social
Yeah.
pressure is a
that's-
lot.
you know. But I think that's what Ron is like. Ron's like, I'm pissed, but I get it. You know.
Ron's being such a good friend in this book.
Exactly. He's a good friend in this book for sure.
So the Weasley kids, hot-headed and full of passionate love, they're like, we're going right now to St. Mungo's. Give me a cloak. I'm in my footy pajamas. But like even Sirius knows that they shouldn't go to St. Mungo's because how could they, how could they have known that this had happened so quickly?
Yeah.
They shout a bit. Fred takes a stab at Sirius for not risking his own neck in the same way as Arthur Weasley. And Sirius has like a pretty nice, like, big guardian moment where he takes a deep breath and he like doesn't take the bait and he calms everyone down and serves some butterbeer while they wait for Molly.
Yeah,
it's a good moment. That. He's so happy they're there.
It's the first adult moment we've really seen from him.
At the same time, I think as a guy who lives alone, if a bunch of people showed up, I would be like, "Oh, great, people are here. Let's get the butterbeer. You know, let's stand out. Let's hang out." Yeah, I get it.
Harry spends that time feeling like very weird and guilty. I get it. You know how when you wake up from a bad dream and you're like all disoriented and panicky and you can't shake the physiological feeling of the dream? Harry's having that, but like so much worse right now.
Yeah.
Dream. A lot worse, because it's like, am I like a monster? Like, who am I?
Who am I, Hedwig? What am I?
Literally, that's like a great application to this. Yeah. That conversation is really good.
Hedwig is like, I don't know. I'm not hanging out with you right now.
I don't know, man. Wow. You don't include me in shit.
So there's like a burst of fire and a scroll of parchment, a message from Dumbledore, but it's Molly's handwriting, so they're likely together. Oh yeah, and there's like a fox feather, Phoenix the fox feather.
Oh, Fox is back.
He didn't barely even leave.
He's everywhere.
He's
everything everywhere all at once.
Holding it down.
He's like, missed me, Bubber.
I really like this depiction. I like this this character.
I like I like a confident
like
fox.
A dramatic.
He's like, I know I'm cool.
Okay. Molly's note says Arthur is still alive. Is the phrasing, or like, yeah, still alive, as in not dead yet. She's headed to St. Mungo's, and they're to stay there and wait for her. Okay, it says Ginny's curled up like a cat by the fire. What do you think that means? Because cats be doing that thing where they put their legs all the way up and they look like a diver halfway through a flip. You know what I mean? Yeah. So how's Ginny curled up in the chair?
I feel like she's trying to say that Ginny is like curled up like a C, like as close to like a little ball that she can make.
Yeah, a ball with a banky.
Yeah, but her eyes are open.
Yeah. She's ready to fight.
She's like a little scared.
Ginny is the most ready Weasley to fight.
She's like, I'm comfy, but I'll still cut a bit.
Wait, that needs to go on a t-shirt.
Wait, I love how dramatic this is. Ron was sitting with his head in his hands. Whether awake or asleep, it was impossible to tell. Like, it's like,
Harry's
wow.
having like I think Harry's having like a worse night than the Weasleys right now.
Harry's really having like, it's like this is like a bad trip. Really, it's like he had this awful trip, but then it's real.
It's real.
Like, you know, you have a bad dream. You're like, and you're like, oh, it's just a bad dream. He's like, no, your best friend's dad is dying.
And you're like, that was just like a horrifying dream that my subconscious made up that I hope to never be discovered again. You know, like I was not hoping that was real. That's like when you have like a weird dream about like, I don't know, like doing something stupid or hurting someone or cheating on someone, and then you wake up and you're like, well, at least it was just a dream. But like Harry wakes up and he's like, well, I guess he's dead.
He's like, shit, I have to tell someone this and they're not gonna believe me. Yeah. Why does this always happen to me?
And like, at least the Weasleys have each other at this point. Like, they have each other and they're all coping with the same trauma, like on the same level. Mm-hmm. Like siblings and family can only do, you know? But then Harry's just like, once again, kind of like all alone. He's like, there's nobody that could possibly relate to me right now.
Yeah, he tries to talk to Sirius about it at some point. Let me see.
And Sirius is like,
okay, well,
keep on the sunny side. Okay, we'll get there,
it's like they all go to sleep and the next morning.
Oh wait, yeah. Isn't he like making eggs?
Yeah, the next morning they're like
making
cooking.
eggs with Sirius. Yeah.
Because they're gonna go. Okay. Oh yeah, Molly arrives. That's what it is. Molly arrives. Arthur's going to be okay. Bill's with him. Make breakfast. Harry goes to help him so the Weasleys can have a moment. That's the thing is, like, he is so alone right now, but, like, Molly Weasley's like, I'm not going to let you feel that alone, though, you know?
Yeah.
She's such a good, like,
she's a good mom.
she's a good mom.
She's like, I literally don't have time for any of the rest of you, but Harry needs a little extra. You know what I mean? So, like, y'all sort yourselves out. And that's valid. He needs so much extra. If I were in her position, I would do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And you know that woman gives wonderful hugs.
Yeah. So she gives him a good old hug and thanks him for helping save Arthur, which is not how he feels. He feels that he's responsible for this situation because he was like the snake in the dream.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just keep dropping that one. I used it like 2 or 3 times in last week's episode that I'm a snake.
I'm a snake.
So I'll just keep using it.
I'm a snake.
I'm a slithery little sneaky snake.
They were able to come up with like a good reason why Arthur was where he was, aka guarding a door in the Ministry of Magic in the middle of the night. But we don't know that.
Yep.
Dun, dun, dun.
You know, this is a great time for you to input the audio from Spy Kids 2, Isle of Lost Dreams. At the end, after credits, when she goes, who, what, when, where, and why.
Oh my god. Wait, okay, so we should actually watch those because I kind of love all those movies. They're all really good.
I have so much nostalgia tied to them that I could rewatch them and just have a blast.
Yeah, we definitely should.
I don't think I've ever seen them, so I think
any
that
of
would be
them?
amazing.
Not
I don't
even
think
the
I've
first
seen-
one?
I don't think
Wow,
I've even
really?
seen the first Spy Kids.
Incredible.
Yeah. It was one, I think, where I saw the commercials and was like, I don't know.
You were like, I'm above this. Wow, I wish I was.
I was like,
that
no. I was like a little kid, and I was like, I'm not buying it. Mom, don't take me.
Classic, like, I'm not buying it.
Oh my god.
Oh
No,
my
really,
gosh.
they're from Santa, Mikey.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
I don't believe it. Yeah, I'm getting to the bottom of this.
So, speaking of Santa, Sirius is very, very happy
And he has a
that
beard.
they're going to be there for Christmas.
Oh, and he has a beard.
I get that. I feel like I relate a lot to Sirius Black. Sirius Black's like the uncle. He's like the weird uncle.
Yeah, he is. He is the weird uncle.
Aren't we all the weird uncle at this point? Because
Yeah.
I've finally become the weird uncle.
It's like kind of a good time, though. You know, it's low fresh. Everyone's just happy that you show up at that point.
Yeah.
Exactly. The bar is so low.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah, it's
great.
like, yeah, Holter.
And they're like,
I love
wow,
it.
you're amazing. And you're like, but just see what else I can do. I can also make her stop crying. And then they're like, I can change a diaper. And they're like, are you shitting me? Oh, man. Babies.
I just love them. Shout out to Freya.
Shout out to Fred.
She's the best. Leela, you and me totally randomly ran into Freya at a brewery the other day.
Yeah, that was...
Oh.
She was just hanging out. I was like, it's a little early.
With her entourage.
Yeah, she
Wow.
was like, I'm ready for a GBS. I've heard so much about them. For non-Richmonders, that's a gingerbread stout from
Shout out
from
to Hardywood.
which is I approximately, I want to say 9%. So Freya's kind of a G.
Yeah, I definitely had too much. I was like, I'm not going to hold her. But yeah, me and Leela and some other, and we had Zach and Alex in town.
Yeah.
We had Zach and Alex in town, and we ran into Brooke and Mike and Brooke's mom and Freya all at Hardywood.
That's
I
fun.
like
random.
almost couldn't believe it. I was like, but someone invited them, right? Like, where?
No,
Small town.
not invited. Yeah, Richmond is a small
It is.
small
And
little city.
the
I
things
love
that are popular for a reason, and a lot of people go to them, so it
Yeah.
makes sense.
Anyway, not that many of our listeners live here, so
Unrelatable content.
Harry asks Sirius for a private word, and he tells Sirius that in his dream, not a dream, he was the snake and he was doing the killing. And then he also shares that weird feeling he had when he made eye contact with Dumbledore. Sirius says Harry's just in shock, and he like shuts down the conversation. Which in this moment I would probably do the same.
I don't know, man.
Just like, okay, well, just keep a note of that, and we'll talk again later, okay? But
you need to sleep. He says you need to sleep.
That's super valid.
Is it shut up?
Yeah.
Shut up. Go to sleep.
I mean, he's been up all night.
Yeah. No, I get it. You guys aren't wrong, but like also it's just like for Harry, it's like the one chance he has to tell to be English and to be vulnerable enough to tell somebody everything he has on like that's really happened, and then for that somebody to gaslight him and just be like, shut up, go to sleep.
Yeah, Sirius could put a pause on this a little more respectfully.
Yeah,
that's
maybe.
The thing.
Yeah,
he's an uncle. He's not a dad. He's an uncle. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's just like, I'm stressed. There's a bunch of people here. I cooked a bunch of food and got you all butterbeers. Yeah, I'm still drunk.
Who wants another Bloody Mary? Like,
go to bed. Holy crap! We'll figure this out tomorrow.
Yeah. You know what, Michael? You would play an okay Sirius Black.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not a dick enough to be James Potter.
No.
Yeah, I could see you as a serious type.
You're gonna need more tattoos.
I'm gonna add it to my. I just started a list in this new year of characters that remind me of me.
I have the same list, but it is called possible Halloween costumes.
How many? How many do you have?
Okay, well, here in mid January, my Halloween costume ideas are only 6 so far.
Okay.
That's a lot.
No, it's fine. They're pretty good.
That's 6 more than I have.
I'll let everyone vote on which I'll be. The last one I added to the list, do you guys remember? Because I announced I was doing it and you guys were both there.
Oh, God. Tina.
The last person I put on my potential Halloween costumes list was Hansel from Zoolander.
Hansel. So hot right now. Hansel.
Wow, I really thought you were about to say Han Solo, but yeah, Hansel makes way more sense.
I like that.
Yeah, we loved Hansel.
I love that. I love that.
I'm not Han Solo energy.
I feel like no.
I could see that too.
Tina, the Han Solo uniform is what I call like it's just like what white girls in the South be wearing in the winter, and it's like
oh yeah, it's a look.
It's fine. It's black.
It was a look in like 2006.
Sure, I would even say maybe all the way up to like 2014. Yeah, but they still black leggings with a like a vest, right? Like a puffy sleeveless vest with
because it doesn't get cold enough.
A long sleeve shirt underneath, and brown like high boots, high brown boots, like a leather boot. Not cowboy boot, just like a flat leather boot. I feel like I see so many people in that.
I definitely used to wear that like back in college.
Sure.
But like a shittier version. I went to like a grungy college. It wasn't like a tartan collared shirt.
A taut. I can't even do that accent.
It was
How
like
do you say
tart?
With like a Scottish accent. Is she supposed to be Scottish or like a Yorkshire accent maybe? Oh, okay.
Okay, so everyone except Harry sleeps for the rest of the morning. Harry's afraid to sleep because he's going to dream that he's a murder snake.
Yeah, that's fair enough. He's like, when I sleep, I hurt people. That's like horrifying.
I get it. Yeah,
that's like a Nightmare on Elm Street situation.
Kind of is.
Their things arrive from Hogwarts. They get dressed. They get on the underground to go to St. Mungo's with Tonks and Moody to escort them. Tonks has pink hair. Mad-Eye Moody has a bowler down over his eye. I would avoid this man on public transportation with a pretty wide berth.
Jeez. Yeah. Jesus. I mean, he's already got like this, like, I'm sorry, but like violent limp. And on top,
he's not good for incognito.
No.
Mad-Eye Moody's a vibe.
He's something. He's some kind of vibe, yeah.
Wait, I take back what I said about you being serious energy. You're definitely Mad-Eye Moody. Yeah.
I love that.
I could see both, like maybe a small combo, like a little bit of both.
So they go down this like shopping lane in London and they roll up to a big closed department store with like creepy mannequins in the window. Real creepy shit. And Tonks goes up to a mannequin and is like, we're here to visit. Well, sorry. She's like, Watcher, we're here to visit Arthur Weasley. And then everyone steps through the glass window and into the store, except it's not a store. It's a medicine store.
Wow. I love magic.
So they're in the reception area of St. Mungo's Hospital for Magical Maladies and Injuries. Crushed it.
That was
Lots
really
of
good.
world building here. You can tell that she like drew a map. She's like, oh my God, this is so clever. I'm going to lay it out. Harry's going to read the whole sign. Because wouldn't Harry read the whole sign that he doesn't need?
I really love these signs, though. Like, I really do feel like this was a point when I was, like, reading the different floors of, and, like, why people were there. And, like, it was really funny. I was like, oh, wow. There's so many, like, magical accidents I didn't think about, and they all just get thrown right here.
Yeah, that's true.
It's fun.
There's that dad that has the girl who's, like, flying away.
Yeah.
And I always think of in some of the Legend of Zelda games, Link is friends with like this bird girl.
Go have some fun out there, bird person.
It's in Wind Waker, and I think it is in like Skyward Sword and a couple others. But that reminds me of her. Anyway, especially the Wind Waker one. What was her name? Hold on. Bird girl. Waker. Someone's gonna know what I'm talking about and be like, oh yeah.
Bird Girl, Wind Waker.
Her name is Medley because they do music and she's like Bird Girl. And that's what I pictured in this scene when that poor dad has this little girl who's like flying away.
I'm a motherfucking bird girl.
Arthur Weasley's in the bite ward. The Weasleys and Harry go in to see him. Arthur's awake. He's reading the paper, so he's pretty good. Like, he's conscious and stuff. But the wounds won't stop bleeding, so he can't go home yet. No big deal.
He says cheerfully.
They just visit a bit. Arthur, like, won't say what he was doing when it happened. He's, like, trying to distract from them interrogating him. He's, like, talking loudly about the regurgitating toilet guy.
Oh, yeah. So much shenanigans.
It's a lot of shenanigans.
A lot of shenanigans in this chapter.
Well, definitely here. This is where the shenanigans go because they need help.
Plus their little
Floor number 5, shenanigans. Okay, so to round out the chapter, Molly Weasley sends the kids out and brings Tonks and Tonks and Maddie Moody like into Arthur's room, and the kids bring out the extendable ears to eavesdrop, and they're listening in. The grown-ups are talking, and then they let it slip that they think Voldemort is possessing Harry. Which doesn't even really make sense because it's like reverse possession, you know? It's like... Yeah. It's not possessing Harry. Like, Harry's possessing the snake.
It's just like with the grown-ups kind of like immediately questioning Harry's integrity and all that kind of stuff.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, that sucks to hear. Like, I get why Harry hesitated to take an ear, because he's like...
He's like, I don't know if I want to hear this.
You know, he's like, I have so few adults that I feel I can truly trust and feel safe around. Maybe I don't want to hear what they truly think of me.
Yo, I get that. Yeah. I get that. My friends are talking shit. I don't want to know. Let me think that they love me.
Yeah.
Please. I want to think that they treat me like a little goddess.
Yeah, I feel like Harry starts this chapter bad, and just it ends, and it's just like it just gets worse for him.
It gets worse.
He's like, I already couldn't trust a lot of people. Oh, I don't know why this is happening. Oh, yeah. Oh crap! Voldemort's possessing me. He's like, and then all of his friends heard it too, and he's like, oh my gosh, you know, he just can't catch a break. When
you're like writing a book, each of your chapters should end on like an upbeat or a downbeat, right? And this is just like down. Like the whole this whole middle of this book is just like so brutal.
Yeah, it's just Harry's just like falling down a pit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of the chapter. Michael, do you have any last words about it?
St. Mungo's Hospital for Magical Maladies and Injuries. If you are a muggle and you've been injured. Come on down to St. Mungo's. We take all witches and wizards. And even in muggles now. We're actually, we take Etna now. So come on by.
Leela, any last words about the chapter?
St. Mungo's.
Okay, great. All right, well, let's move on to plugs.
Yeah.
Michael, where can people find you on the internet?
They can't.
Okay, perfect. No, good for you.
I'm offline.
I'm proud of you. That's good.
Damn.
Yeah. You can email me. You can write me
You can
letters.
find me at a party at my house sometime.
You can find me at parties at Christina's. And yeah.
Awesome. Well, what have you been watching, reading, listening to lately you think the listeners of our podcast would enjoy? A quickie.
A quickie.
Sometimes people like to do real dissertations about why they bring their plugs to the table.
I did watch season 3 of Snowpiercer. I think if you haven't seen the movie's pretty violent, pretty crazy. But the TV show has Daveed Diggs. It has Jennifer Connelly.
Oh, yeah, Daveed Diggs.
The world's frozen. They're stuck on a train. It's dystopian. It's class revolution. It's interesting characters. Yeah. It's fun. I recommend it if you're looking for something to watch. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Thanks so much. Leela, where can people find you on the internet?
Hey, listeners. I've been Leela. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Leels for Reels. And today I would actually, I think it's been about a year since I have plugged my partner, husband. It's he's really my husband, but partner sounds cooler. My partner, Jason's photography Instagram. And he's changed his handle since a year ago. So his handle now is Negative Selections on Instagram. And he actually entered a local photography contest and won to be an entry in a local art gallery. So he has some really cool images just of kind of what life is like living in Richmond from our perspective. All over his Instagram, and they're really cool. He only uses film because he's just an OG hipster, which is I guess how you could probably describe a lot of people with autistic disorder, honestly. He's super talented, works with a lot of black and white, but also color. Has gotten into editing, but really heavily relies on film technique. So. If you're interested in something like film photography, it's time intensive, and some would say maybe a waste of time, and just get a digital camera. But
all right, well, you know what, Leela? Speaking of time, that's your time. You've been talking for 90 seconds about Jason's Instagram, so I'm gonna cut you off.
Fair enough. Check it out.
I said a quickie. I've been your host, Christina. You know where to find me. This week, I'm gonna plug fidget rings. I recently bought myself 2 fidget rings. They're pretty jewelry that you can fuck with, and it's been helping with my anxiety a little bit, and it helps me not fuck with my nails. So I'm going to drop the links to the 2 that I bought in the show notes, but I recommend them. They're fun. You just be like...
Oh.
It makes you feel like you're doing something.
And they're not too noisy. You know what I mean? Not too distracting.
I mean, I probably shouldn't be doing it in the microphone.
But
no, they're not noisy.
You can do it by your side during a conversation or a meeting.
Yeah. Someone probably wouldn't notice. Yeah.
That's dope. Okay. Cool.
Thank you. Michael, thank you so much for coming on the show. I love to have you, and I'll be bringing you back again soon. Maybe on a bonus episode even.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. I don't Harry Potter to me is just it's really funny because it was so big when I was a kid. It was such a part of my childhood mythos, whatever. Yeah. But to go back and reread it now, it's just really interesting because I'm very different. I was 15 when I read this, and now I'm 31. So it's really crazy.
Yeah, totally.
It's true.
This isn't as I thought it was.
Yeah. It's good though because it shows that you have had growth. Growth is important.
Yeah. Harry Potter is the stick by which we all gauge ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing I'll say about Harry Potter is this was the first series that when I was a kid it was just I can't put it down. I have to keep reading it.
Definitely inspired a love for reading. Really showed me the magic of reading.
The magic. Yeah. No, I agree 100%.
And Leela, thank you as always for being my friend.
You know what? No problem, girl. I gotcha.
Cool. Well, that's the end of the episode.
Sweet.
All right.
That's it, potheads. Thanks for listening to the Restricted section. This podcast is produced and hosted by me, Christina Kahn. Our theme music was produced by Ryan Kahn. Our logo was designed by Michael Hardison. Please connect with us on Twitter @RestrictedPod, on Instagram @RestrictedSectionPod, on Facebook @RestrictedSectionPod, or in our Facebook group, the Restricted Section Detention Crew. Join our Patreon to get access to our Discord server, our bonus episodes, and other cool perks. We're also very happy to be a member of Deus Ex Media, where all you fucking nerds can find all kinds of fandom podcasts to suit your fancy.
Hi, my name's Sam, and I've recently become an adult. But why does adulting have to suck? Join me on my journey to rediscover the joy of following your passions as an adult and discuss it with people who are doing just that. I'll sit down with a variety of people from all walks of life and ask the important questions while trying to figure out what does it really mean to adult. Whether you're a pro or haven't even started, come and listen wherever you get your podcasts and hopefully you might learn a thing or two.
Did you know that in this chapter there's not much that really happens? But what else is new? It's the order of the Phoenix. And know this, don't you? Know that Harry was so relieved that someone was just taking him seriously. That's page 466 in this goddamn long text. I wanna know what the fuck's gonna happen next. You're welcome, Tina.
Deus Ex Media.